Hello, welcome to the Knowledge Catalog, and in this video, we are going to talk about ecological restoration. Ayan. So, a very big question in biology, in the past, even in the present, is how do we explain really the goals and assumptions of ecological restoration? Ano yung mga konsepto na hino-hold ng ecological restoration at ano yung goal niya? Okay, so in what way naman is bioremediation and biological augmentation important para sa ecological restoration? And what are some, examples of ecological restoration and ecological restoration processes? So let's begin. Ecosystems, they are assumed to be able to recover by themselves. As we dig the ground for say oil, as we go to the forests to get our logs, we are causing damage actually. And apart from us, a lot of different things can cause damage to nature itself, to an ecosystem. Say hydrometeorological processes and even actually mga geological processes. Okay, so they can all cause disturbances to all ecosystems or to some ecosystems. But one assumption that ecological restoration is holding is that in any ecosystem, it has the ability to recover from any of those disturbances by their own. However, to make this recovery faster and more efficient, there are several ways in which we can, help it out. Okay, so that is what we do, ecological restoration, which seeks to speed up or initiate actually the recovery of degraded or disturbed ecosystems with the basic assumption nga that most environmental damage are actually reversible. So no matter how damaged a particular forest was, we can always reverse that and turn it back to how it was before. So yun yung goal, yun yung mga assumptions ng ecological restoration. In layman's term, the following are the assumptions. The first one, ecosystems, disturbances to ecosystems. Okay, wait lang. Okay, the first assumption is ecosystems can recover to disturbances. That's the first assumption. The next one is ecological restoration only seeks to speed up or initiate the recovery of disturbed ecosystems. Ayan. And the third assumption is most of the environmental damages actually are reversible. And so those are the three assumptions. Now, to make this possible, ecological restoration has two processes. The first one is bioremediation. Ito nga. So in bioremediation, it uses organisms in an ecological restoration with the aim of detoxifying or the ecosystem, such as when oil-eating bacteria are deployed para ma-bioremediate ang oil spill cleanups. Okay, I mean sa mga oil spill cleanups. Yung mga ganun kasing bacteria, they eat oil. Okay, so we deploy them to detoxify the oceans. The next one is biological augmentation, which seeks to add essential materials to ecosystems by using organisms. So say for instance, nitrogen-fixing plants, they can increase the available nitrogen in the soil. They are not there to remove something or to detoxify the soil. They are there to give off something, to release something. Yun yung goal nila, yung role nila. Right now, some of the ways in which humans can bioremediate or biologically augment to support ecological restoration are the following. The first one, so as you can see, yeah, that looks like a dam because it's a dam, for God's sake. By releasing enough water from dams at certain times of the year to allow dispersal of seeds to recover riparian forests, which are forested or wooded areas of land adjacent to a body of water such as a river, stream, pond, a lake, marshland, an estuary, a canal, sink, or perhaps a reservoir. Oh yeah. para ma-repair yung mga, para mabigyan ng additional tubig ang mga riparian forests na, yun nga, mga forests na malapit sa mga bodies of water, okay, pwede tayong mag-release ng water from the dams. Like occasionally. Next one is by using domestic livestock. For what? For the dispersal of seeds of native plant species into former pasture areas or grasslands. So the goal there is to restore tropical dry forests. Ayun siya. Next one is that we can reverse the damage caused by livestock or overgrazing by actively planting native species back into their original range. Kapag masyado ng pag sobra yung pag-graze ng mga animals na pinapastol, di rin maganda yon sa ecosystem. So for us to be able to maintain the biodiversity or that ecosystem, we need to control livestock overgrazing by providing them more food. Actually, hindi pala providing more food. By actively planting native species lang. Okay, para mabalik lang yung kinakain ng mga livestock na inalagaan natin. And the next one is by manually seeding the plants. Pwede rin yun. Or by transplanting seaweed and seagrass beds para ma-restore sila. We can always, germinate. Actually, hindi lang seaweeds and seagrass. Pwede tayo mag-germinate, mamunla ng mga iba-ibang mga plants somewhere. And then we can always transplant them. Okay, para mag-proliferate sila. And then the last one is by erecting a special fence para ma-prevent natin yung pag masyadong pag-i-invade ng mga introduced species sa mga sa natural habitat ng mga dati nang nandun ng mga native species. Pwede naman natin silang bakuran. Okay, so that is a way of ecological restoration. So the main point of this is, as much as possible, nature has to stay the way it has been. And even though, yeah, it's true, we need to maximize it. We're actually studying it para ma-maximize natin siya. Pero one of the goals of science is that we have to inculcate environmental literacy, and that we know that the environment must not be abused. Okay, so that is what we do in ecological restoration. If we damaged it, we hold that the ecosystem can recover, but that doesn't mean that we have to be complacent, that we don't, but that we can help it. We can help it. That's the second assumption, that we can make it faster. And then the last one, whatever damage we did to it, it can be reversed. That's the third assumption of ecological restoration, and I hope that you will keep that. This is the knowledge catalog.